Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kai Sage here. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Vengeance campaign. Now, you might be asking, what is the Vengeance campaign? It's essentially a really watered down version of Cyrodiil. It's only Cyrodiil. I believe it's only on PC. And essentially, there's no sets. Everyone has the same stats. You can only use your class abilities. And they even changed the class abilities to be quote unquote more balanced. And it's just a non customizable version of PvP essentially. If you want to watch videos of it, feel free to look up some other YouTubers. None of the clips that you're seeing here are going to have any of the Vengeance campaign content. Maybe I'll, end up clipping some and releasing some, but, you know, I haven't so far. Two disclaimers before I get started. Number one is I know what ZOS is doing. At least I believe I do. And the reason I know is not because I talked to any developers, but consensus, what the community believes when it comes to reporting, is usually pretty spot on. And so what they're doing is they're trying to fix performance and lag. And so they essentially have taken out everything they possibly believe it could be. Sets, champion points, all that stuff. It's all been taken out because what they're trying to do is figure out this performance problem, the combat bug, just some of these long-standing problems that they have not been able to figure out. Now you're probably thinking they should have did this, many years ago. That's fine. But it's better to do it at some point than never. That's just my thought. And that's not me sticking up for them. That's just me being real. My second disclaimer, and this will probably give away my opinion, but I don't really care, is I don't think that PvP was perfect before. So when you hear my opinion, this is not me defending what PvP is today. So take that as you will. Now let's go ahead and get started on performance. I think that's a good place to start because that's what they're trying to fix. Performance is really good. I'm just going to be honest. It's still not perfect, though, as you might think it would be. PC overall just has way better performance than console. But it's still, when you get in those really large fights, it becomes unplayable. And now, these fights are just gigantic. But I mean, I got into a fight and I was at like 20 frames. And I have a really good computer. So it's not a hardware issue. And so I don't know if performance is fully fixed. They might need to scale down. Like, I think it's the one campaign that's just putting a ton of stress, on the servers. And I just think no matter how much they dumb down PvP, I just don't think they can handle it. But overall, performance is better. The combat bug is gone, which is nice. You can fight, kill someone, get right out of combat. So that's nice. So clearly something they took away is significantly affecting these two things. But that's all I really have to say about performance, honestly. Like PC, the game plays pretty darn smooth, assuming you're not at Greyhost prime time. And I play outnumbered, so large-scale Zerg fights aren't something I like anyway. So take that as you may. Now, let me just get to my opinion. I do not like this version of PvP at all. Everything I love about ESO PvP is what they took out. Customization, making builds, specific sets, whether it comes to weapon abilities, because weapon abilities are what help other classes that are struggling kind of keep up with those that aren't. And, scribing was a pretty cool tech that, once again, gave classes that didn't get certain buffs ways to get them, things like that. And I just like theory crafting a lot. I love making builds, and taking that out of the game really just takes the fun factor out of PvP for me. And outnumbered play is almost impossible. It's essentially a complete numbers game. So if you have 20 and they have 30, the 30 are going to steamroll you. And if that's how traditional MMOs are played, that would explain why I've essentially never played MMOs until ESO. Because I'm not a true MMO player. I'm just not. I can admit that. And ESO doesn't play like one, I'm told. And that's fine for me because ESO PvP is very unique. And it's why I still play the game, 9 years, 10 years later. And what they've done is completely just nuke everything I like about the game. So if, and I really don't believe they are, but if they were to go to this permanently, I would never play this game again. I'm just being honest with you all. I would quit. I would be done because, like I said, everything I like about PvP is in what they took out, which is outnumbered play and customization. The other thoughts are just, honestly, it's very class dependent as well. There are certain classes that perform so much better. Now, maybe if they reworked some of the class abilities, made sure everyone had a spammable, make sure everyone had a hot, make sure everyone has a burst heal, you know, maybe it would get better, but then you kind of get away from class, uniqueness. And that's another thing I like about the game. So I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not going to like whine and cry about it like that because the reality is I don't think this is sticking. I think they're going to figure out where the problems are, reintroduce stuff back in, and all's going to be right with the world. And hopefully they figure out what it is. And hopefully they continue to balance PvP because ball zergs are a problem. And this has fixed ball zergs, coincidentally. Too many proc sets are a problem. And the combat bugs and some of the performance things are big problems as well. And that's just overall kind of my thought. So I'm curious to what you all have to say, though. If you like it, if you hate it, just what people are thinking. Once again, my perspective is outnumbered PvP. So if you don't play like that, then you're not going to like my opinion, frankly, because what I'm seeing is that the Zerglings love this. And not saying you're a Zergling if you love it, but I know people on PC that I hear in zone chat talking about it, and they're Zergling. So sorry, but it just is what it is. So let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what you think about my commentary. Let me know maybe some things that I didn't think of or that you want to hear me talk about next. I want to do more commentaries, so hopefully, the game doesn't change too drastically and I can keep doing them. So that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next time. Later.